It's a great day, man. It's a great day to be different. Welcome back, YouTube. We're gonna show you guys how to be different today. We got just the edge up and a beard trim. He didn't want no fade. He just signed up for the edge up and the beard trim service. This is very, very difficult and very, very time consuming, honestly. This took me way longer than I expected it to, but man. But first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna knock down the bulk. We're gonna lay this edge up down, get it prepared for the lineup process. We're gonna use the one guard closed with the grain. Brushing it down. And whatever I couldn't get, throw the half guard on, second notch with the grain. And we're gonna attack. This allows me to get a little bit more precise, and it just lays the hair down so much better and smoother for me. As you can see, it didn't make it any less dark. It didn't take off way more hair than the one guard close did. It's the exact same thing. It just lays it down better and smoother and allows me to get, especially in between where the dreads and the undercut is, just makes it so much easier for me. We're gonna hit the spritz behind the ears. That way whenever I get there, it'll be ready to go. Same thing with the edge up. We're gonna hit it with the hair hold. That way whenever I get there, it should be frozen, solid, and we should be able to just melt it off. It should just fall right on off. I went back over wherever the one guard closed didn't clean up for me. You can't really see much of a difference on the video for some reason. I don't know why, but I promise you, it lays down so much better to the eye in person from the different angles. It lays down so much smoother and better. But what you can see is how it doesn't make it any less dark. It just lays it down better. Then with the hair hold behind the ear, be nice and dry by the time we get there, so it should melt right on off. Since this is an edge up in a detailed beard, make sure you add a good amount of hairspray. But here we go. We're gonna start right in the middle, as you can see. Walk it to the left side. Start back in the middle, walk it to the right to get it to match. Tapping and going. Yes, sir. Attack the vertical bar. And then obviously we're not giving them a fade, so we're keeping the C cups. Hit them with the pencil for some contour. Same thing to the other side. We're gonna attack that vertical bar, making sure it's nice and crisp. Right here is what I'm doing is I'm making sure that the C cups are lined up right where that point is. So I walked it from one side, walked it all the way across the forehead, and then I attacked the C cup. Very important. That way you can make sure, if you don't have a rhino comb or any type of tool to indicate how long the other vertical bar is, this is a good technique to use. Just walk it across the forehead. Yes, sir. These TPOB trimmers, these X trimmers, very, very good with the Babyless blade on them. Very, very good with the Babyless blade on it. As you can see, I got that Babyless Chameleon blade on there, and this thing melts. I did not like the original blade that came on these, so I just swapped it. These things do so much better with the Babyless blade on it. Tapping and going. Very important to have that hairspray. As you can see how easy it is for me to just tap that line in, especially on the back right there. We're gonna use that brush to clean off any debris. hold that ear back. Make sure it's nice and clean. Then we're gonna hit the enhancement process. So we're gonna start off with the wet. 245. As you can see, making sure that the nozzle is always moving and sweeping. We're not hitting just one spot. It's always moving, tapping the trigger. You gotta have some control. We're not overspraying. We're not doing too much. We're not spraying into the dreads. We're only attacking where we want to attack. This allows you to be very precise, prevent it from caking up and running. As you can see right there. Then we're gonna hit it with the fibers right behind it. So we're gonna use some hairspray to give the fiber something to stick to. And then we're gonna throw the fibers on it. The fibers is gonna allow me to get rid of that real shiny look. Makes it look a little bit more natural. As you can see, we're not over applying. We're doing just enough. Then we're gonna hit them with that hot sauce. It's gonna let me push that pencil over to give it that razor blade look. Clean up any overspray of the dry fibers or the wet fibers. And make this edge up pop. Yes, sir. Whatever we don't want, we just clean up with a Q-tip. Hit it with that hot sauce. Push that pencil over to give it that razor blade look without having to use a razor. Yes, sir. Hit the vertical bar. Hit the C cup. Clean up whatever we don't want with a Q-tip. Yes, sir. Now this angle right here is what I would usually show off the taper fade or the undercut, but he don't have a fade, so but you guys can get a really good look at what that edge up looks like from here. So you want to knock down some bulk off the beard, so that's what we're gonna do. Clean this up. This is not easy. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is not easy, especially when a client gives you something that you don't really want to do. I feel like, in my opinion, should have kept the length on the beard, but it's not what I want. I'm not paying for this. I'm getting paid to do what my client wants. So we're gonna give him exactly what he wants. Line up the back right there. And get up underneath the neck. Always using my brush to clean off any debris that we don't want. Keeping the hair laid down. The beard is like a whole nother haircut, man. The beard is like a whole nother haircut. So it takes just as long, especially when you want to put just as much detail in it as the haircut. Make sure the C cups match with the beard. Throw the pencil on it for some contour. Clean up the mustache. For the beard work, it's all about finger placement for control. Even with the edge up, when you want some control, where you put your fingers matter. So we're gonna darken it a little bit in certain spots. As you can see, I'm not putting too much, just enough to make it look a little darker. Then we're gonna pop on that razor. Hit them with that razor. We're stretching the skin, cleaning off any debris, and pushing that pencil down to give it that pop effect. Now this is it's a good look at what I do with the edge up compared to what I do with the beard, because it's still giving that, as you can see, that vertical bar up there, it still has that razor blade look without me having to even put a razor blade on it. That's what that hot sauce does. It allows you to push that pencil over to give it that razor blade look without having to use a razor. Very important when it comes to kids. Very important when it comes to kids, because you don't want to put a razor on just anybody and everybody, in my opinion. And some people can't even use a razor. So in certain situations where you can't use a razor blade, the hot sauce works. It's the same thing as we did to the other side. I'm gonna let you guys have it, and we'll be back at the end of this. You guys remember what he came in looking like? Yeah, you guys remember. Man. What'd he come to do though? The boy came to be different. And there he is. Makes a huge difference. Crazy what an edge up, a good edge up and a good detailed beard trim would do to what you got going on top of your head, man. Yes, sir. Looks clean. But appreciate you guys for staying tuned. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Whatever you got to do to keep me on your timeline, man. We out of here. Peace.